Leading Learning, the new standards document published by the Canadian Library Association, puts all of the potential of the school library learning commons within reach of every school in Canada, no matter the current status of their facility and program. As a standards document, Leading Learning sets itself apart. The strong conviction that emerged from the massive collaborative process that went into writing the document was that an arbitrary and inflexible set of standards, no matter if they were based on the latest thinking and best research, would not be useful in the Canadian context. Expectations of seemingly unattainable program and staffing models would disenfranchise many dedicated people who were nevertheless devoted library employees or volunteers. Standards that did not acknowledge and build on the compelling international research that indicates that the value of the school library is derived from the teacher librarian would, on the other hand, disenfranchise this dedicated profession and defeat the overall purpose. Standards can indeed help measure practice, but Leading Learning does much more. By focusing on the needs of the learner, Leading Learning provides a framework for growth. Every school, no matter the status of its library program, can find itself in this framework and decide on tangible steps for improvement. Seminal and visionary documents have inspired a wave of innovation, action research, and deeper professional learning. However, policymakers in jurisdictions with library programs compromised by years of funding cuts need to understand the vision, but they also need to know that it is not out of reach. Leading Learning provides a tangible framework for implementing the Together for Learning vision in Ontario. The whole notion of standards for Canada's school libraries has been transformed with this document. It's not the first set of standards published by the Canadian Library Association. Achieving Information Literacy, Standards for School Libraries in Canada was published in 2003 and updated in 2006. A landmark document at its time, Achieving Information Literacy provided measures for collections, budgets, staffing, facilities, etc., and included associated rubrics that have been very useful in assessing these concrete aspects of school libraries. A quite deliberate shift in approach was conceived by the writing committee of the new standards document to move away from measuring outputs of the library program and facility to measuring the impact on student learning. After all, a school library could be large and beautiful with a great budget and collection, but those factors do not in and of themselves ensure that students are actually learning as a result. Rather than setting an arbitrary assessment rubric, then, Leading Learning focuses on growth and a culture of learning and continuous improvement. Every school can find its place and be empowered to move forward. Leading Learning describes the Learning Commons as a whole school approach to building a participatory learning community. The Library Learning Commons is the physical and virtual collaborative learning hub of the school. It is designed to engineer and drive future-oriented learning and teaching throughout the entire school. Everyone is a learner. Everyone is a teacher, working collaboratively towards excellence. The standards themselves are expressions of the core actions that effective school library learning commons programs take to have an impact on student learning. The Learning Commons plays a key role in cultivating and facilitating collaboration to provide rich experiential learning opportunities. Strong leadership for the Learning Commons is vital to ensure sustainability and attainment of school, jurisdiction, and provincial student learning goals and outcomes. Knowledge building, creativity, and innovation, and honing of information management and literacy skills are key goals of the Learning Commons. The School Library Learning Commons has a leading role in assisting learners to hone and apply an expanded notion of literacy. Learners are moving from being only consumers of information to being active producers and participants. A learning commons can provide both the physical and virtual learning environments as well as support necessary to be an active participatory learner. Learning commons spaces, collections, and tools are changing in response to this paradigm shift. Rather than setting an arbitrary assessment rubric, then, leading learning focuses on growth and a culture of learning and continuous improvement. Progress in achieving effectiveness for each standard is expressed in terms of growth. The growth indicators help schools to identify strengths and areas of need and steps that they can take to address those needs. Every school can find its place and be empowered to move forward. Administration, teachers, specialists, support staff, students, and parents are all partners and leaders in this quest to provide the best learning environments and programs possible. Leading learning has the potential to transform school libraries in many ways. As a catalyst for igniting the design of futures-oriented learning, the document also can be viewed as an approach to building a new culture of learning. A successful school library learning commons has an impact across the school community and its learning culture. Thus, its integral work around learning and teaching should not be viewed as extra work or needing extra time, but inherent and vital to the support and growth of the whole school development plan. Collaboration can exist on many levels, and indeed successful growth depends on the extent of that collaboration and the extent to which it is perceived as being essential to overall school improvement planning. The Learning Commons leadership team is an essential ingredient for success. The important part is to begin, set goals, achieve, celebrate, and keep getting better. This presentation is derived from a paper written by Kirkland and Anita Kirkland for the International Association of School Librarianships 2015 conference.